Hey, Knicks Nation, I hope everybody is enjoying their weekend. I hope you're all safe and sound, that your family is safe and sound, and that you guys are enjoying what's left of your weekend and then have enjoyed what's past of your weekend. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, depending where you are. Knicks Nation, welcome Kendall Buchanan, Mark Jackson, Kareem Grant, DJ Geo, Maximo Reyna, Deshaun Wilson, Sister Margaret Edwards, Blair V, Joe Espara. Welcome to all of you as we're doing our usual Sunday live cast. Now, today, a couple of things. Myers Society, welcome, Knicks Nation, Esto 200, salute. We are going to go over a few things. The recent signing of Josh Hart. We're going to talk about that. Don't come about the Knicks' future in terms of cap space. Talking about, as we mentioned during the course of the week, the blockbuster philosophy and mentality that is too rampant in my view for what we have right now. And then, of course, the future draft capital for the Knicks to see where we're at right now. Okay. And then, of course, we'll review a little bit the Jalen Brunson, RJ Barrett, and Josh Hart FIBA, what we've seen so far from them in FIBA. So we'll talk about these things. Again, I hope you're all safe and healthy. I hope that you are enjoying your weekend and that you've enjoyed what's already passed and you're going to enjoy what's left. I'm going to be signing off of here a little after 1 o'clock because me and a couple of brothers are going to get together at a Colombian spot and have some meals and break some bread together. Praise the Most High. Julu Caesar, welcome to you also. Alfonso Huquea, welcome to you. Camario Jaris, my brother, Organic Fanatics. How y'all doing? All right, so let's start off with Josh Hart. I didn't, as y'all, those of y'all that have been following my channel for a while now would understand I don't usually jump on with comments right away about either a Knicks win, a Knicks loss, or even a recent event or a rumor. Reason is because basically the out the gate reaction is always over. It's either over negative or overly positive, and then everybody has comments, and it may not even have a clear picture of what the situation is. Case in point is the Josh Hart contract. So the Josh Hart contract, hey, what's up, Gopher McCormick, came out and 81 million was the number, and everybody was having an opinion about the $81 million. And if you notice, I didn't come out with anything right away because I wanted to see the details of the contract. And again, there is something we should balance as far as I keep trying to express to Knicks Nation. Balance what you want versus what the Knicks would probably do. And while now we have, V-Dash, what's up? We have 3 years of history for this regime. Some people still trying to mesh this regime with previous regimes and trying to pin previous regimes' mistakes on this regime as if they make the same mistakes, which is pretty dumb and unfair. So no, this is the new regime, and you got to look at how they operate. One thing we have already seen, the Don will not overpay. I call him in here Discount Don. Why? Because he's not going to overpay. He's never going to play full price for nobody. Y'all understand that? And so when he's going shopping again, when he's looking at a PG-13 or he's looking at a Dame Dollar, he is not going to overpay for anybody. And this kind of goes with the media-driven blockbuster mentality. We must trade for a superstar. You don't must trade for a superstar. You don't. Okay? You don't. What you do is you draft and develop. And you see how far you can get with what you drafted and developed. And in year 3, we don't know yet. We don't know yet. So we got in this particular season that's coming up, year 4, important season in that regard. Important season in that regard. There's no doubt about it. So you want to see what you have in the players that you have drafted, the players that you have developed, and who you have strategically added to your roster, namely Josh Hart, Dante DiVincenzo, Isaiah Hartenstein. These people have been strategically added to the roster over the last 3 years. You want to see what you can do. How far can these horses run? How fast can these horses run? That's what you need to find out before you start talking about trading for OG or trading for this one or trading for a superstar. You want to find out how far can your horses run. And therefore, you cannot be in the past, Knick Nation, always doubting your own players. You don't even know what these own players can do. You don't know if you have a star or a superstar among these guys. You have no idea. Most of you would defer to negative because that's what you do. But that doesn't mean that's what it is. Okay, so we have an important season this year in that we're going to get a clear picture of what we can do with this squad. Okay, if this squad misses the playoffs, let's just say, yes, we have some changes to make. Okay, and based on who performed how well in what situation is going to tell what changes you got to make. You don't know yet. Okay, people whining about the power forward. Oh, we're weak at the power forward. Calm the F down. Let's see what we got. Let's see where we are. Let's see how the guys perform according to what we have right now in our stable. Okay, before you start making our judgments about what we can't do at the power forward spot. And then I think I talked about this before. I don't know why some people in Knick Nation seem to believe we got to plug every hole. No team does that. That's why you have a salary cap. You got to kind of play the salary cap against what your needs are. Everybody's vulnerable. Look at Milwaukee. They built a team around Giannis, as they should. Giannis gets hurt in the playoffs, and guess what? They're done in the first round. Okay? You got to take those type of risks. Everybody does. You can't plug every hole. You can't. It doesn't work that way. You plug what you can. You hide your weaknesses. That's what you do. Okay? So you have to let this play out and see what it is before you start talking about trading for a superstar, some blockbuster. Let's go get this one. Let's go after that one. No, you don't build a long-term sustainable winner that way. You do not. No team does. Not the long-term sustainable winners. They don't do it that way. The San Antonios, the Miamis, the Bostons, they don't do it that way. Okay, they don't. And all of them have won championships before the Knicks, since the Knicks 1973 championship. So we need to build, and I believe I'm very encouraged by how the management's handling this. Case in point, the Josh Hart contract. So everybody was tripping about Josh Hart getting $81 million. But really, what does he really have? Come on, give me the number, y'all. Y'all have heard by now. What does Josh Hart really have? He does not have $81 million. What does he really have? Talk to me now. Come on. What's the number? What did the Knicks are going to pay for Josh Hart? What are they really going to pay for him? Okay, talk to me. Come on now. What's the number? No, not 68. Nah, that's too high. You talking about the down. Come on. How much they really going to pay? No, not even 60. Come on now. Come on. 58 million. That's how much he's guaranteed. He's guaranteed $58 million. Now, wait. Let me ask y'all a question before we even go forward. Y'all ready? Y'all can hear me? Wait. Does 58 million sound better than 81 million? Does 58 million sound better than 81 million? Is that like a different animal altogether? So he's guaranteed, the young man is guaranteed $58 million over the next 3 years. Something around 19 change a year for 3 years. This is what I like about how the Don is handling his business. The Knicks are not hamstrung by anybody's salary. So this year coming up, this season that the 23-24 season. Okay, 23-24. Let me pull this up on Spot Rack. 23-24 season. Okay, the 23-24. The Knicks' highest salary is $28 million. That's Julius Randle. Then you got 26 for Jalen, about 24 for RJ. And that's your big salaries right there. That's your big salaries. How many playoff teams can say that? Your biggest salary is $28 million. How many teams that were in the second round can say that? How many teams in the second round of this past year's playoffs can say that? Only one. Just the Knicks, baby. Just the Knicks. Now, what does this? No, Miami is paying. They're paying Jimmy Butler. Jimmy Butler getting somewhere in the neighborhood of 30 million, 40 million, 40 million, something like that. Am I wrong? Talk to me now. Am I wrong about that? I think Jimmy Butler is up there in the $40 million range. Let me just double check that. Miami, let's go back and look at the Miami Heat here. Let's take a look so we can get correct information, as correct as Spotrac can give us. Yeah, Jimmy Butler getting ready to get $45 million. Bam Adebayo getting ready to get $30 million. Kyle Lowry coming off the bench getting ready to get $30 million. Tyler Hero getting ready to get $27 million. That's Miami Heat. Jimmy Butler getting ready to get $45 million. What's up, Portugal in the house? Bam Adebayo getting ready to get 33, and Kyle Lowry getting ready to get 30. The Knicks' highest paid player, 28-year-old Julius Randle, getting $28 million. Okay, that's fantastic management. That's not grade B, grade C, grade B plus. That's daggone grade A plus management, y'all. Okay, people trying to sound small, always down to the Knicks, supposed to be Knicks fans. This is A plus management, y'all. This is the chess moves we've been telling. Like what they say? Today is the tomorrow you should have seen coming yesterday. Today is the tomorrow you should have seen coming yesterday. You understand? This is what the Don's been doing from year one. From year one. This is what he's been doing. Today is the tomorrow you should have seen yesterday. You understand? That's where we at. Here we are, a winning team. Last 3 years, winning record. That's the Knicks. That's A plus management, baby. That's 3D chess before everybody knows what's happening, baby. That's what I'm telling you. That's 3D chess before anybody see what's happening. People playing checkers. People trying to play one-dimensional chess. The Don's playing three-dimensional chess. And let me tell you something else. He ain't finished. Let's look at his work. Where we at right now? Look at his work. Where we at? So he just signed Josh Hart. 3 years, 58 million. Nice money for the young man, but don't hamstring us forever. We still $5 million under the luxury tax. See, brethren, again, forget the cap. Forget the cap. When you're a playoff team, you trying to manage luxury tax at this point. This is the way it's built in the NBA because the salaries go up automatically for brothers, right? So they put increases in there. So you got to manage now. You got to figure out in your first couple of seasons how to become a playoff team. Mission accomplished. Then you got to manage to the luxury tax because you don't want to pay no tax if you don't have to. That's what you're managing now. Don was starting that 3 years ago. Lil's Luck, thanks for the $10. All these people wanting Mitchell. Can you imagine the narrative the Knicks gave up what Cleveland get? Exactly. Let me ask y'all. Y'all ready? What did the Knicks give up for Donovan Mitchell? What did they give up? Here's a quick answer. Nothing. They did the Michael Corleone. You remember when the senator came in and said, all right, I'm tired of doing business with y'all. I hate your effing family, blah, blah, blah. And the Don, Michael, was just sitting there. You remember this one? The senator came in. The Don was just sitting there. He said, I could give you an answer right now, Senator. What's your answer? He said, nothing. And I'd appreciate it if you put up the 50 G's for my license. Nothing. What do we give up for Donovan Mitchell, y'all? Nothing. Well, how'd that turn out for us? 5th seed, second round playoffs. That's how it turned out. I think so. I think we was top 10. Well, definitely. They was top 10 in point differential. 2.8 plus 2.8. I think it turned out pretty good. I think it did. Okay? You understand? Y'all know that John Mark knows. That's what I'm saying. Exactly. So can we stop with the hanging on the tip of Donovan Mitchell? Can we stop swinging on those nutsacks? Could we please move forward? Can we please understand? We have Jalen Brunson. Hey, by the way, have you all seen either the game or the highlights of Brunson? Wait, Brunson looks better, which is hard to do, than he did last year. Brunson looks better than he did last year. In Steve Kerr's style offense, the ball moves, right? And Brunson is moving that daggone basketball. And not only that, he's picking his spots at a higher level. Tell me if y'all noticed it. He's picking his spots at a higher level than he did last year. See what I said? The boy is too smart. The boy got too much IQ not to figure this out. And I wouldn't have said it last year, but I'm going to say it this year. This young man, Jalen Brunson, is on the verge of superstar status. He's not there yet. Got to come with the track record. But I want to tell you something. He's on the verge of superstar status. He looked really good. Have y'all noticed? He looked a little bit tighter. His body looked a little bit tighter. He looked a little bit in shape, a little bit more. Okay. I like the new braids. I like the new braids he got too. Y'all know. Hey, Mr. Williams said, thanks for the $5. Leon Rose is producing a masterclass on small market management while being competitive in a major market. Exactly. And you know what the problem is? Speaking of that, Mr. Williams, the problem is the expectation in the media in the major market. That's what the problem is. Okay. It's the expectation. And that's why I'm saying I like that he don't come out and do press conferences for the media. Forget them. Do your business, Don. Do your business. Forget them. Let the product speak for you. Speaking of that, look, the Knicks, 2024, first round pick from Dallas, 1 through 10. I'm looking at basketballrealgm.com. 1 through 10 projections for 2024, 1 through 10 for 2025. If it's not conveyed by 2025, the Knicks will get second round pick after that, 2025 second round pick. And you know it should convey because Luka looking like he in shape. And then, of course, the Detroit's first round pick, 1 through 18 protected. We probably won't get that. 1 through 13 in 2025, 1 through 11, 2026, 1 through 9, 2027. Let me tell you something. When Detroit just picked, Detroit now, they got Cade, they got my man from Purdue, right? They got squad now. 2026, they should be better. They should be a playoff team. 2026, what do y'all think? I think 2026, based on what Detroit is doing, they should be a playoff team. And the Knicks got their pick only protected to the 11th pick and the 9th pick, 2027. Detroit, and I believe in that whole management team they got going over there, they should really be a playoff team in 2 seasons. Am I being unrealistic, Nick Nation? I mean, can you look ahead and see the talent that these your people have? You understand that these guys are going to be in good shape in a couple of seasons? Y'all see that, right? I mean, I'm just saying, so the Knicks are going to get that one. That's going to be there. So they got, right now, Bagley, Wiseman, between Bagley, Wiseman, and Duran, they're going to get a good 5. They got Beef Stew, who's really a power forward, right? Jaden Ivey, Asor Thompson, and of course, Cade Cunningham. These cats are going to play ball. Okay? They're not always going to be, rookies that don't know how to win. It's going to come. And in the next 2 years, they probably get a strategic pieces. They still got Don Casey running, in there. And they got, so the Knicks, what I'm saying is, in 2 years, that's a first round pick for the Knicks. Okay, that's a first round pick for the Knicks. Okay, the Washington pick, first round, 1 through 12 this year, 1 through 10. Now, that may not convey, I don't know. That may not convey. Be realistic about it. And then, of course, you got the second round pick from Utah or Cleveland. We're going to get that. Second round pick from Detroit. We're going to get that. Second round pick from Miami. Now, that's really, it's like 1 through 55 for technically some stupidness. Then you got the 2025 Milwaukee Bucks first round pick. Protected 1 through 4? Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? You see how people was talking about these picks probably won't convey. You see how much bullcrap that is? Do y'all understand how much bullcrap that is? The Knicks are going to get some extra picks here. Okay? That's it. That's just 2024, 2025. They got their own picks. Then you got the 2028 from Indiana or Phoenix, the less favorable second round pick. 2029 from Indiana. Oh my goodness. The Knicks looking good. On the pick side, looking good. Okay? Looking good. On the pick side. Okay? So we got the cash flow. We're going to be under the luxury tax this year and next year. And guess what? Guess what? The year after next is 2025. I know I'm looking ahead, right? But the luxury tax threshold will be $190 million. Right now, the Knicks will end up somewhere in $140, $150 million. Plenty of room to add Q-Dog's new contract. Plenty of room. Y'all feeling that? Huh? Y'all feeling that? That's Class A management. Now, part of long-term sustainable winning, this is the part y'all have more problem with, in my view, from my observation of Knicks Nation. This is the problem y'all have with it. Y'all hate Tom Thibodeau. Some of y'all just hate Tom Thibodeau. And it's an inordinate hate. It's almost like, I knew a friend of mine, he was, I'd say he was about, when I first met him, maybe 15 years old, right? And he had this hatred for his father. I mean, he ended up, unfortunately, in the mental house. And all he could say, I'm going to kill him. I'm going to kill him. I'm going to kill him. I was like, dude, and I knew his father. His father wasn't no perv, that was molesting him or nothing. It was just, he just like, I'm going to kill him. And that's how some of y'all are about Tom Thibodeau. Fire him. I can't stand Thibodeau. Fire him. So what? He won 47 games. Fire him. So what? He won 2 playoffs in 3 years. Fire him. He's not a good coach. It's unreasonable. Some of you are completely unreasonable. Like, you can't even talk to y'all. But one of the sustainable, long-term sustainable building blocks is we need a long-term coach. See, there's no coach that don't have warts. Somehow, though, when a coach wins a chip, all the warts fall away, right? But every coach has their warts. So one of the things that we have not had, Knicks Nation, for those of you that may be too young, some of y'all in the, Fruit Loops, Captain Crunch stage. So you're not really understanding the long-term implications, how this thing looks. Some of y'all still in, Captain Crunch, Frosted Flake stage. You understand? So you're not understanding what we got here. But I'm telling you, in the past, even in the last 20 years, we're not even having to go back further than that, because the Knicks have been trading away assets, firing coaches left and right. And it hasn't worked out too well. So that to keep firing the coach every 2 or 3 seasons mentality, get rid of that, y'all. So you got to have a long-term coach. You got to work through the war. It's a marriage between the management and the coach. It's a marriage. You understand? It's a marriage. So marriage takes work. And y'all be married. You know exactly what I'm saying. A marriage takes work before the couple becomes really one. It ain't something that happens because you had sex last night, because you had July 4th sex last night, because you had all kind of firecrackers and blockbusters and stuff sex. That ain't what's gonna make it long term. See, that's what y'all want. Y'all think that's what it is. No, it takes some work for the two sides that are connected to be married. For example, the Knicks went and got Evan Fournier. Totally not a Tibbs player. I don't think anybody could disagree with that, even if you hate Tibbs. You don't look at Evan Fournier and say, yep, that's the type of guy Tibbs wants. That's his type of guy. That's the type of guy he's going to play 35 minutes a game. No. That's not a Tibbs guy. So the Don went out and got what he thought was going to help the Knicks in getting Evan Fournier, getting one-legged Kemba Walker, and getting a very talented Cam Reddish. What's up, Woodward? Cam Reddish is very talented in my view. Like I said, I like Tim's talent-wise better than all the three triplets there at Duke. Of course, he's been showing himself to be injury-prone, which is no good, and inconsistent in his effort game to game, which is no good. But he wasn't Tibbs. It wasn't a Tibbs dude. He might have been a dude for a lot of Knick Nation, including myself, but he wasn't a Tibbs guy. Okay? Earl Saunders, stop the bull crap. I hate that mentality. I really do. He never won a ring. Most coaches in the NBA never won a ring. That does not stop a coach from being a great coach. And if you're trying to imply that, please go and learn basketball outside of Summer League. NBA is the toughest league in the world. What's wrong with y'all? If you can meet, this isn't the coach's number one option. He got to win. And yes, he wins a championship. So do all 30 coaches. But do all 30 coaches win a championship? I hate that. Y'all don't know how much I hate that. It's almost like saying Patrick Ewing wasn't a great player because he never won a ring. Yes, I'm not even talking about how Tibbs designed the Boston championship defense in 2008. We're not even talking about that. But just this whole mentality, you got to win a ring to be a great coach. Oh my gosh, stop it. This ain't high school. This ain't junior high. This ain't AAU. This the league. Everybody coaches the game to win a chip. So that means only championship coaches are great coaches? That's stupid. Let me just tell you what it is. It's idiotic. It's disrespectful. This is the league. You know how things got to go right for you to win a chip? You know how many things got to go right for you to win a chip in the NBA? You know how hard that is? It ain't just the coach. You got to avoid injuries. You got to have the right bench. You got to have everything fall into place to win a chip. It ain't easy. Oh my gosh. That is the worst mentality. Shoot. No, what makes me right, Gerald Williams, is common daggone sense, which you ain't got. Shoot. Dad. Oh my gosh, man. That don't make you right. No, it makes you wrong. Stupid. Idiot. I'm going to just tell you. You trying to judge a coach whether he's great or not based on winning a championship? Stop. There you go. This is the league, man. You don't just win championships. You know, back in the day, there was this player. His name was Wilt Chamberlain. Wilt Chamberlain, right, averaged once 50 a game for a whole season, Wilt Chamberlain. Wilt Chamberlain once averaged like 28, 30 rebounds for a whole season, right? Kept losing to the Celtics. Kept losing, man. Kept losing to the Celtics. Couldn't get the big one. Couldn't get it done. In 67, I'm going to ignore that. In 67, he joined forces with some dudes, man. He joined forces with Billy Cunningham. He joined forces with Archie Clark. He joined forces with some dudes. And in 67, the Philadelphia, then called Warriors, finally won a championship. Bill Russell was winning them all along. But does that mean Bill Russell was actually greater than Will? Not necessarily. Okay? You know how difficult it is to win a championship? And arguably, I think we can argue this point very, very clearly. One of the most talented players to ever set foot on the basketball court was Wilt Chamberlain. One of the most talented, physically gifted players to ever play the game was Wilt Chamberlain. Okay? It takes a lot. And then the league wasn't then what it is now. Like at that time, I think there might have been 15 teams in the league. Now you got 30 teams in the league. It's harder to win a championship. It's more difficult. You got to have everything fall in place. Look, again, a sprained back from Giannis and the Bucks were done. Let me ask you, let's say Giannis was completely healthy, and let's say the Joker sprained his back or sprained his ankle. Does Denver win the championship? No. You got to have all kinds of things fall into place to win a championship. So to Hal Greer, Archie Clark, Billy Cunningham, who they used to call him, what they call him, the kangaroo, because homie, that white boy could leap. He could jump. This was before, everybody was into dunking and stuff. Billy Cunningham could get up in the air. Okay. Messed his knee up, and that was the end of that because they didn't have the surgery, technology we got today. But yeah, Cherokee Indian, thanks for the $2. Yeah, thank you, my brother. So what I'm saying is Kangaroo Kid. That's right, Joe Curry. That's exactly right. I forgot that. That's what they call him. But my point is, all of the years of Wilt Chamberlain dominating the NBA, he wins 2 chips now. But that's not the second one. Jerry West, Gail Goodrich, Happy Harrison, they had a whole bunch of dudes have to help, and they had to play right for that year. It's not easy to win no championship in the NBA. Okay? It's not easy. So to try to judge a coach on if he won a championship, I can't. I just don't understand that cursory, weak mentality. I just don't get it. It's flawed. No, not Billy C. Billy C went from playing for Philly to coaching Philly, and he won a chip with the Doc and them in Philly. Billy Cunningham, yeah, he became a great coach. He was a great player, and he became a great coach. Yeah. So, to try to judge a coach based on if he won a championship, I can't even understand. That is so shallow. That's what it is. It's a shallow, cursory, non-understanding of the league mentality. That's what it is. That's what it is. Okay? Especially if you really understand the Knicks. I mean, even in the last 10 years, I'll give you that. You ain't had a coach like Tibbs. You ain't had one. Except Woodson. And Woodson only lasted a year and a half because of Phil Jackson. You ain't had nothing like this. You were winning 17 and 21 games a season before Tibbs got here. He ain't won a championship. Please go root for the Nets. Go jump on somebody. Go jump on Golden State's bandwagon. Or go jump on somebody else's bandwagon. Get away from us. We don't need you in New York. We're trying to build a long-term sustainable winner. One of the keys to winning an NBA championship, if you want to try to set it up like that, is you got to have the coach and the front office in line. They know what they're doing together. They developing the players for the coach. The coach won. This is the first year. What we're looking at right here is the first year you got the whole rotation Tibbs. I mean, to be fair about it, Last year, and we kind of, from the rookie year, Obi wasn't a tip. I mean, Obi is a Tibbs dude, but it wasn't Tibbs' choice at the starting power forward spot, obviously. It wasn't his choice at the, So, in that sense, he wasn't the Tibbs dude. Too good to be playing 15 minutes a game, but not good enough for Tibbs to start over Julius Randle. Okay? But now, like right now, like this year, that's why I say this season's important. Because right now, this season, you got the 1 through 10 is all Tibbs. His footprint. All right, let me help you out, man. Let me help you out. Let me help you out. Real quick. Let me just do this for you. Because you seem to have a problem. And you're creating, similar to what happens when you need preparation H. There's this product called preparation H. And preparation H comes when you have a certain condition, right? Preparation H is something that people use when you have a certain condition. Right? So you have this condition, it's called hemorrhoid. When you get a hemorrhoid, I never had one, but when you get a hemorrhoid, you need preparation H. And so when you become a hemorrhoid, the preparation H, in terms of how we handle that, we make you become a disappearing act because we bring out the preparation H for the hemorrhoid. So if you want to if that is your aim to become a hemorrhoid, we got to give you the preparation H to fix that problem for you. Okay? You understand? We need the preparation H to fix that problem for you. That's what we need. Right? So that's how we handle it. There are some people that are suicidal. And you can see it happening. They standing too close to the edge of the platform. They just standing too close. There's a yellow line on the platform. And you're not supposed to really stand that And there's people standing too close to the edge of the platform. Then, you're worried about them, right? But then all of a sudden they leap off the platform. You're like, what is homie doing? He leaps off the platform and he's headed to the dreaded third rail. And that's when you realize he must be suicidal. He's headed to the third rail. So before while he's in the hemorrhoid stage, we help him out. You understand? While he's in the hemorrhoid stage, we help him. Okay, we try our best. We fam here. Knicks fam, right? I mean, am I lying? Are we Knicks fam? We Knicks fam here. Knicks fam. Right? Russell Reed, thanks for the $10. I can hardly type the super chat. Well, either I think, in his case, I didn't actually watch him jump off the platform and run to the third rail, but I watched him transform into the person that needs the preparation H. He became the hemorrhoid. Okay, so we helped him out with the preparation H. Okay, right. So back to what we was talking about. So Josh Hart's $58 million. That's Don move. And so now when you look at it, basically, okay, I try to make it simple, right? I'm thinking, and I'm really thinking, and I could be wrong, but I did tell y'all, expect the Don to sign Hart. Didn't I tell you? Wait, some of y'all might remember. Didn't I say watch for the team option? Didn't I say watch for the team option? Because the Don, that's how he does things, baby. That's how he does it. The team option, baby. The team option. Now he gave Dante the full 4 years, but that's at the mid-level exception. That's a whole different story. He gave Dante 4 years at the mid-level exception, which we know very well could be easily traded, right? That could be easily traded if we need to. So we're going to see how my man does. Hopefully, I have confidence in Dante, okay? But so here comes Quickley. Now, let me make another prediction for y'all on Quick. I expect Quick to get a full 4-year guaranteed deal. Okay, and why do I say that? Well, first of all, dude could ball. I think we understand. Look, you may love Quickley or hate Quickley or be somewhere in between, but come on, y'all know dude could ball, right? I mean, right? I'm not lying to y'all if I say see, if you could ball at MSG with some of us, you could ball. You understand? Boy, this is a hemorrhoid that needs this is a hemorrhoid that needs more than preparation H. Like, this is a hemorrhoid that just keeps returning. Why would a hemorrhoid want to keep coming back? I don't understand that. I don't understand. What is it with that? What is it with that? Oh gosh. Okay. So anyway, that just goes to show that you got a troll, right? You telling the troll, get out of my room, and the troll keeps wanting to come back. And the troll keeps coming back. Oh man. Oh my gosh. So anyway. What was I saying? Oh, so y'all know Quick could ball, right? I mean, I'm not saying anything none of y'all understand in Knicks Nation. If you could ball in Madison Square Garden, you could ball anywhere. You know, it's like I was really, one of the times in my Knicks history that I was really excited, was when the Knicks traded for Latrell Sprewell. There's some dudes that don't care where they are, whether they're at Rucker Park and Madison Square Garden in your mama's yard, they're going to bust you in your ass. You know, they're just dudes like that, right? They're just dudes like that. There's dudes, and Latrell was like y'all remember, some of y'all remember Latrell Sprewell, right? He's that, like, I knew, like, from when he was at Golden State, it didn't matter, you know, what arena he was in. I'm talking about Latrell in his prime. Latrell would come in and bust you in your ass. He don't care where you was at, who you was at, who was watching. He was going to do you up, okay? You ask PJ Carlissimo, he knows all about it, right? IQ is that. That's IQ. Okay, when you can ball in Madison Square Garden, he don't care if he's in Boston Garden, Madison Square Garden, Milwaukee. He don't care where he is. That's IQ. I'm telling you, that's him. They got different games, but if you look closely, you know, Latrell was a high energy, high flying dude, man. IQ is not high flying, but he definitely, y'all got to see, he's high energy, right? Can we agree? IQ is high energy. He don't care where you are, who you are. He's coming at you. He's kicking behind and taking names, right? I mean, so I'm going to tell you something. The Don drafted him for Thibodeau. Thibodeau was watching him from his junior year, sophomore year at Kentucky. So this is a Knicks guy. This is a guy that they want for life. So I'm expecting a 4-year deal, for fully guaranteed 4-year deal for Emmanuel Quickley. This is not going to be, Hart was traded for. And I'm not saying Hart is no scrub. No, of course not. But they didn't draft him. He wasn't part of the fam. He was brought in. He was adopted into the fam. So I'm thinking 4 years is going to be he's going to get the full 4 years. Now, not only that, do we understand that I think, am I exaggerating if I said to you all, am I exaggerating? Tell me the truth. If I said there's at least 5 teams that Quickley could start for, and not just play for, he could start for. All right. Am I lying to y'all? Is that correct or not? Is there at least 5 teams that Emmanuel Quickley could be a starting point guard for? I think I can tell you. I think there are, right? There's at least 5 teams out here that he could start for. So if that's the case, you're not just signing him for you. You're competing with other teams. for his services. Okay. Right, Drew. I try to be conservative in these things so I can be absolutely correct, right? Right. So I'm being conservative when they may be more than 5 teams. I think we can understand that. So if I said, okay, so you're not only now trying to sign Emmanuel Quickley to stay with the Knicks, to retire a Knick if you can get him, but you're competing with at least 5 other teams that would like him to start for them. Okay. He would love to stay in MSG. And I think y'all all heard players at different times say this. There's nothing like playing at the Garden, right? There's nothing like playing ball at Madison Square Garden. You heard Zion Williamson say it. You've heard, there's nothing. So even though I know Quickley wants to start, I know he does, but there's Madison Square Garden. There's the camaraderie he's built up. There's the relationship with Thibodeau. He's got all that. We're now moving into long-term sustainable winning with him. So I'm thinking his number is somewhere between 90 million and 100 million. What do y'all think? I think his number is somewhere in between 90 million and 100 million. So what I'm saying is I can see him getting somewhere at 23 million a season to 25 million a season. Well, that's what I'm thinking. 4 years, 25 down to 20. So that means it's somewhere between 92 million on the low side. And it could be real. So I'm not going to argue that point. He's saying 88 million for 4 years. That could be. Listen, if you could get him to accept that, run to him. Get his agent in there tomorrow and get it done. But I'm thinking 23. And I'm thinking 4 years guaranteed. Because number one, like I said, he's actually a better basketball player in my view than Josh Hart. He's a better basketball player than Josh Hart. Just period. Better basketball player. Defense, offense, shooting, with the whole nine. Better basketball player. So especially on the NBA level in front of Madison Square Garden. That's that. This dude is that. And again, I'm not trying to take anything from Josh Hart, but Emmanuel Quickley is a better player. So you drafted him, you developed him. He's now a key piece in your rotation. You need him to stay. So I want 4 years. If I'm quick, you got to give me the guarantee for it. You go to the Don. I know how you do business, Mr. Don. I know how you do business. I respect that. I respect that, Don. But listen, I need these 4 years guaranteed. And I don't think the Don hesitates. Write the check. Done. Done. Okay. So you lock up Emmanuel Quickley for 4 years. That's what I would do. If anything, if I'm quick, I might want a player option because the amount of money that's coming down the pike in the NBA. You might want a 4-year player option. Okay, now that's different from a team option. The player has power with the player option. The team has power with the team option. Yeah, we're going to talk about Grimes, Joe Curry. That's a good point. He brings up Grimes. Okay, but okay, so if you're quick, you want the power. And if you're the Don, you give it to him. Okay, you give it to him. So if I'm Quickley, I want 4 years guaranteed, at least 23 million a year, which means at least 92 million. If I'm quick, that's what I'm saying. I think that's more than fair. I don't think that's unfair. I don't think that's outrageous. I'd like to get 100 million. I'd like to get 4 years, 100 million. Okay, with a 4th year player option. And so now I'm guaranteed. Because you know what happens, brothers and sisters? Let me explain this to you, and I think you'll understand this. Players want the bag, right? Am I lying? Players want the bag. The biggest bag they can get. They want the bag. Yes, they want to win, but the first thing to do is secure the bag. Now, bag means different things to different people, right? That's right. So when I'm talking about bag on the NBA level, I'm talking about multi-generational family wealth. That's what we're talking about. Okay. So look, Josh Hart. Congratulations. The young man just had twins. Congratulations. I hope he had a whole bunch more kids if he wants, right? And so with 58 million, he's going to get 29 million after taxes. And so you want to be, listen, he can spend $100,000 a month for the whole contract and not touch the majority of that contract. So if he did that, he might spend $3 million of his 29. He's saving at least 25, 26 million, whatever else he had put aside before now. So now he's going to, at least if his whole career ends this contract, he will have between 25 and $30 million. That's multi-generational wealth. Y'all got me? Hey, Drip Moore. What's up, Florida? What's up, my man? Multi-generational wealth. So that's what you're dealing with. So now, if this, and you only get this opportunity at one stage of your life, and you're a professional athlete, you only get this opportunity one stage of your life. So if you're Quickley, you got to secure the bag. So now you say, can I get, see if you can get 100 million, because if you get that, your worst case scenario is you're going to have a net of 50 million, and then you're going to take care of mama, you're going to take care of daddy, brothers and sisters and cousins, you're going to take care of everybody, and you could do that on $100,000 a month. You could. Okay, so now maybe you're paying $1 million, maybe you want to live large, maybe you go $2 million a year, but still you will end up with something with over $40 million in the bank when you're done with the contract, after everything is said and done. Okay. So now you got multi-generational wealth. Your children, your grandchildren, your great-grandchildren are set. Now you can discuss other stuff. So that's what I'm saying. So Quickley is in mode right now to get that first big bag, and he's young enough to get another one after this, right? Quickley, what, 23? Quickley, like 23 years old, I think, or is he 24, 23, something like that? So he's 23, 24. His prime is not yet. He can sign a 4-year deal and still be just entering his prime in the next deal, and that's going to be gazillions of dollars. He's going to get a lot of money. So now he just wants to make sure at this stage right here, he guarantees his family multi-generational wealth. That's the important thing. Okay. And that's what I'm saying. Even if you did it this way, and this is the simplest way to illustrate this, you take your money that you retire with and you divide it by 5%, divide it by 20. Let's say you're going to make it last for 20 years, right? So you retire, you're 30 years old, you want to make it last to 50. You can make it last longer, but let's just say, so you retire with $40 million. And let's just say it's in a regular bank account. It wouldn't be, but let's say it was in a regular bank account. You're going to get $2 million a year for the next 20 years. And you and I know you could live on a lot less, right? You could live on a lot less. And then don't get anything with a moderate amount of interest. Like if you got 3% interest a year and all you did was live off the interest of 40 million, that's $1.2 million a year without even touching your principal. Okay? That's what I'm saying. That's multi-generational wealth. You can pass your kids, your grandkids, you put money inside of all kind of vehicles to protect your family wealth. That's what they're looking for right now. That's what they're looking for. You can hook up mom, you can hook up dad, you can hook up everybody. Cousins, you'd be good. Okay? That's what Quick is dealing with. So right now I'm thinking he's going to get a 4-year deal. He's going to get a 4-year deal. It's going to be probably between 92 and 100 million. It could even be a little more. Somebody said 115. It could be like that. It could be a little less, 88. I think somebody said, Curry might have said that, right? 88. It could be in that. But whatever it is, it's going to set his fam up for the rest of their lives. Okay, whatever it is. Okay, and yeah, you might be right, Carrillo, about that, but you can't do anything about that. Let's say the dollar becomes worthless, right? Let's say it becomes worthless in 2 years. Then there'll be some other instrument aside from the US dollar. And everybody that's wealthy is going to keep their wealth. Okay? Doesn't matter. Because there's going to be a measurement of wealth, a measurement of assets, a measurement of what you have in terms of what's worth something. And if you already have a lot of worth, it's going to stay there, you see? Yeah, so I'm thinking, 90 million, 88 million, 105. It's going to be in that range, but he's going to get 4 years guaranteed. There's going to be no team option in his 4th year unless he gets a 5th year. If he gets a 5th year, there'll be a team option. Don ain't going to have that. He's going to have you on a 5th year team option. But player option after the 4th year, I can see that. Okay, so we going to sign. I have, and I'm very confident now. I wasn't 6 months ago. But after I wanted to see how the Knicks season ended, I'm seeing Quick stay with us. I'm seeing him stay with us. Okay. Yes, Sprewell was spending most of his money in gambling halls and in whores. Be blunt about it. Gambling halls and whores. That's where he was spending his money. And that's why he lost it all. A fool and his money are easily separated. Unfortunately. Spree could play ball, but he wasn't a good money manager. He just wasn't. Okay, simple as that. He was gambling a lot. So was Iverson. If it wasn't for the annuity that they put away for Iverson, they put an annuity away for him with the sneaker company. I forgot what sneaker company he dealt with. I don't know I can't remember what sneaker company was, but he was making a bunch of money in the sneaker company at the time in the 90s. They put an annuity for him. Otherwise, he'd be broke. Reebok, he'd be broke. If it wasn't for that, he'd be broke. He gambled away his money too. That's right, Reebok. He gambled away his money too. But they hooked him up, put it in an annuity. He couldn't touch it, and now he's starting to draw on that, and the money grew in the annuity. So he's good. He's good. But a lot of dudes in the NBA live that life fast, and you could lose that money fast. But y'all tell me, like a guy like Quickley, I think he got a more level head on his shoulders than to do that. Y'all agree with me? I think he's a little bit more. Yeah, I think he got a little bit more on noggin than that. Quick and smart, man. He's in that. In fact, the Knicks got a bunch of smart dudes. Jalen Brunson's another IQ dude. Him, none of these guys are going to be blowing their money on whores and gambling halls, man. That ain't going to do. Yeah. So, yeah, there's that. So, I like how they've handled their business. Next year, even with Quickley's 20, let's call it 25 million. All right, for the sake of argument, let's call it 25 million. The Knicks, even with the 25 million, they will still be between $5 and $10 million under the luxury tax threshold next year. That's management, y'all. And so let's assume that, and this is why I'm not trying to think about, hey, what's up, Eddie Kerr? I'm not trying to think about making a trade right now. The Knicks don't have to think about that because we want to see how far these thoroughbreds can run. How fast can these thoroughbreds run? Okay. If they can run fast and far, we don't need to worry about that. We can still trade down the line and still have draft capital and money. If they don't, we're in position to make a move. And that's when you think about the move. You don't think about the move right now. You just listen. There's a difference between actually thinking about making a move and planning for being in a position to make a move. For example, when Julius Randle's first year came out and the Don and them was thinking about trading him. That's why they drafted Obi. Okay. They were already thinking about trading him. But of course, we know now that all changed, right? But that's a planned move. They were planning to trade Julius Randle and start Obi Toppin. Of course, it didn't work out that way, but that's what the plan was. So now they don't have a plan. They have a team. They got their team. Okay. So now with the team in place, let's see how they run. Because we got money, we got tradable assets, and we got draft capital. So if we need to make a move next summer, they're in position. Okay. You understand that? If they need to make a move, they're in position. They don't need to think about the move right now. And why? Again, because you want to see how far these thoroughbreds can run. How fast can they go? We'll see. We don't know. We'll see. Will RJ take a leap? Will Quickley take a leap? Will Grimes take a leap? How will Dante do? I'm already telling you, JB's ready. Brunson's ready. Okay. So we're going to see how these thoroughbreds run. Let's see how they go. Okay. Y'all seen the Mitchell Robinson putting his track workout. Y'all see track workout, Mitchell Robinson? He said, I got to get build up my win. I like that though. That's good. Y'all see that? Y'all see that on it was on, yeah, he was out there running the track, man. Go ahead, Mitch Rob, do your thing, bro. So somebody asked, would I re-sign Randall when he's in his 30s? See, Rios, this is a good question. Rios asked, and Joe, did I answer your question, Joe Curry? You mentioned something too. Oh, you mentioned Grimes, right, Joe Curry? We'll talk about that in a second. Okay. Rio say, would I re-sign Randall in his 30s? I don't want to make a decision on that right now. See, that's the point, right? We want to see how the thing plays out. Let's see. Let's see what happens. Okay. We don't know. Let's say, for example, reals, right? Let's say, for example, Julius becomes a superstar. I mean, I'm just saying, just hypothetically follow. If he becomes a superstar, you want to keep him all the way to the end of his contract, right? And ride him if he becomes a superstar. Or let's say in 3 seasons, right? Listen, Paolo Banchero says, I want to be a New York Knick. Because I'm going to tell you right now, Paolo Banchero is going to be that dude. Let's say in 3 seasons, he said, I want to go to the Knicks. I want to play in New York. Well, now we're having a different conversation, aren't we? And we're having a different conversation. But see, we don't know that until the time comes. So the best thing the Knicks can do is be in position to move either way. You see what I'm saying? Be in a position to move either way. So, and they are. Now, with respect to Grimes, my man Joe Curry asked about Grimes. With respect to Grimes, and we got to go soon. In respect to Grimes, we don't have to even worry about Grimes until 2025, right? So wait. So Grimes in this season is in his 3rd season. You ain't got to worry about him. So then next summer, he's going to be entering his 4th season. That's when you start to talk about him. So maybe in the fall of 2024, you're thinking about Quentin Grimes and Deuce McBride. Okay? So you're waiting. So you don't have to worry about that. You don't know what it's going to look like. Again, Grimes could become an all-star. I really think he can. So if he's at that level, no, you're talking more than 460 at that point, right? So you want to wait and see what it looks like. You might be paying Grimes $30 million a year. You might. That's how good I think he can be. You might be paying $30 million. But see, you want to wait until let's let this season go by. Let's talk about it next summer. We'll deal with it. His salary won't kick in. Whatever his salary is won't kick in until 2025. That's the first time the salary's kicking in. And at that point, 2025, I think the luxury tax number will be somewhere close to $200 million. So you got plenty of room, plenty of time to think about that. You ain't got to worry about that right now. You ain't got to worry about Grimes. So stuff you ain't got to worry about, don't worry about it. Right? You thinking ahead, you know you're going to have to deal with it, but you're in position right now. The Knicks are in excellent position. Money under control, draft capital under control, young players that still have upside, perfect position. To me, this management is grade A. I don't care if they name him executive of the year or not. This is grade A management right here. In New York too, please. And now I want to see, y'all want to see what Tibbs can do. This is the season right here. This is the Tibbs season. Y'all want to criticize him and see what he could do or whatever. This is the Tibbs season. So let's see what happens in year 4. This is where we are right now. Year 4. You got a 10-man rotation of Tibbs. His fingerprint, his thumbprint is all on that bad boy. So now let's see what happens with it. Okay. This is where you can get, this is the year you can become more critical in my view, because this is now you got his team. Okay. So let's see what happens. Let's see how these horses run. And then we'll go from there. But up at this point, I'm very excited. I like the way we look. I like the way Brunson is looking. RJ, he did, have a stretch in the game against Germany where he looked really good in that game. But again, what am I looking at? I'm looking at his defense. And did y'all notice nobody in Canada could guard Germany? Did y'all see that? Did y'all see the highlights of Germany against Canada? Canada couldn't guard their shadow, man. Y'all see that? I was like, Dad, Canada can't guard nobody. You understand? Because Keith Berg, some people miss it, some people weren't here, and some people just miss it. So excuse me. That's why I repeat myself. Because I've been talking in public a long time, and I know people don't always catch it. So for you to understand Keith Berg, that's why I do. Oh. But they couldn't guard Germany. And it ain't like Germany had a whole... Germany was led by Dennis Schroeder. And did any of y'all see that? From my view, it looked like Schroeder was toying with Canada. it looked like Schroeder was toying with Camp. It looked like Schroeder was having fun, like he was playing in a summer league. Did y'all see that? Schroeder looked like he was toying with Camp. So I don't know. That's the only thing. RJ looked good offensively. He did have a stretch where he kind of dominated for a stretch in that game. But he looked like Pro-Am Schroeder. He did, Coach Hauser. He did. So I want to just see how this plays out. For RJ, number one, I need to see an improvement defensively. Yes, it'd be nice if he took off the Ray Charles glasses more than a couple of games. It'd be nice. But to me, I need him to hold it down defensively because that's going to unleash Grimes. Okay, so I need him, to hold it down defensively. And the big question mark for me is him guarding threes. He cannot guard twos. He cannot guard ones. He's not that guy. He can guard fours. I'm very confident RJ Barrett can guard fours, but we got Julius Randle over there. So he needs to guard threes to help unleash Grimes. Grimes right now is guarding ones, twos, threes, and fours. Grimes is guarding 4 plays on the court. Okay. You can't expect him to be able to do that all the time. You want to unleash him offensively. So we need some more defensive help. That's got to come from RJ Barrett. So we'll see what happens with that. That's what I was looking for in the FIBA tournament. Yes, it's nice if he can shoot the ball well, but championships are won on the defensive end of the floor. Okay, and so we need Mr. Barrett to come up. Now, again, we'll see. We'll see how this works out. We just got to see how this works out. Peace, G's. It's the way it rolls, baby. Just because he comes in one way don't mean he remains that way. Is what it is, bro. The World Podcast, thanks for the $10 grinds, will be that dude. You ain't got no argument for me. The World Podcast, thanks for the $10. You got no argument for me. Not at all. I'm totally pro Grimes Hive, totally future all-star, future 50, 40, 90 dude. That's my dude. Yes, I'm all in on Mr. Grimes. No, I wouldn't trade RJ for DeAndre Hunter. I would trade him for OG Anunoby, but I wouldn't trade him for DeAndre Hunter. I would not. I would not do it. See, that's grass on the other side looking greener. I like DeAndre Hunter. He's a good player. He's not a no scrub. But come on. You're not really, it's a lateral move. I'll put it to you that way. It's a lateral move because RJ is more available than DeAndre Hunter is. RJ is more available than DeAndre Hunter is. He's more available. Okay. And Hunter is not like on that Kristaps Porzingis level of talent that you can get him for 60 games and make a meal difference. He's good, but he's not like that. So I don't want a lateral move. If I'm going to trade RJ, give me an upgrade somewhere. And to me, OG Anunoby on the defensive end is an upgrade from RJ. Okay. Yeah. I'm not down. I think, like I said, I think DeAndre Hunter's a good player. Same with Sadiq Bey. Very good player. But that would be more of a lateral move. And I'm not trading my guy that I drafted number 3 overall for a lateral move. I need somebody to upgrade me strongly, and especially on the defensive end. If I'm saying to y'all that I think Quentin Grimes can be an all-star, to me, if you want to unleash that, you need a defensive stalwart at the small forward spot. And OG fits that mold because he can play defense at a very high level and he can hit an open 3 at 40%. So you need that, right? So I would do that. But that's not something that Masai Ujiri is going to do. He seems to have that Danny Ainge, Jack the Ripper mentality. And the Don ain't going for that. So keep your OG then. Keep your OG. Okay? Keep your OG. We can move on. We'll deal with RJ. Okay? It ain't like RJ's that bad. We'll keep him. Shit. He ain't no scrub now. I ain't saying he a superstar, but he ain't no scrub. Let's not get it carried away. RJ, that's my Broadway Barrett right there. That's my Broadway Barrett. Shoot. That's Broadway Barrett right there. So I'm keeping my boy. That's my boy right there. Yeah, I think Ms. Edwards is correct. And I think they're already – the reason we still have Johnny Bryant is because he's waiting to become the head coach. That's why they gave him the title, if you notice, associate head coach. They want to encourage him to stay. Okay. So I think he's the next, he's the next head coach. Okay. But, they're going to ride Tibbs through his 5-year contract. I was telling you, he's going to be here for his 5 years. This is 4th. He's going to be here for his 5th. I don't think they fire him. If anything, he either continues to coach or he moves into the front office. But Tibbs is here. He's going to be in New York. He ain't going nowhere. Okay. He ain't going nowhere. Okay. Maximo Arena, what do you think Toronto wants for OG? You ready? Too much. That's what I'm saying. they want too much for OG. Masai Ujiri is going to ask for too much. And again, when our man the Don goes shopping for talent, he's never going to overpay. Discount Don is not overpaying for anybody. Okay, so Masai is going to ask for too much, and Discount Don going to say, bye, thank you, click. We'll talk another time when you're off your drugs and you're back to reality. We can talk. Okay. So let's move forward. Yep. All right, y'all. I got to get out of here, man. We're getting ready to go eat at this Colombian restaurant. This Colombian restaurant serves really good food, right? And it's right next to a gym. So it's like you get views and you get food at the same time. Can't beat that, right? I mean, it's better. It's like you got the gym right here. You be seeing them running in and out the gym. Be like, dang. And they be having some good food. I'm into some pollo today. What you think, organic? I'm into some pollo today. I'm into some pollo and some how you say salad in Spanish? Ensalada. I'm into some salad and some pollo today. I'm hanging out with my man Organic Nick Fanatic. Me and him hanging out with Amanda Bacaz. We crew and getting ready to get together at this place. We're gonna do the ensalada, big ensalada grande, and the pollo. I'm an old man. I got to get these nutrients in my system because I ain't ready to give up the ship yet. You know what I mean? Y'all enjoy your, that's right, pollo infused. What you gonna do? You know what I'm saying? Pollo plus top view. You talking about Florida, yo? 100-degree Florida? Yeah. Anyway, y'all enjoy yourselves this weekend. I'm on my way out there. I'll see you in a little bit, Mr. Fanatics. And we will see y'all soon. Whatever come up this week, we'll deal with it. But, it's a boring time of year, but let's see what happens. I don't always answer all the stupidness that comes out on Twitter and the media with the Knicks. But we'll deal with it. Y'all enjoy your weekend. Be safe out there. Enjoy what's left of it. Shalom.